Okay, Frank Ferrante, thank you so much for coming to Gender Matters.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here.
I have seen May I Be Frank, and it touched me deeply. And can you tell me what it feels like now, sitting here in Denver, having your documentary, be the launch for the Denver Real Recovery Film Festival?
Well, it feels great to be here, primarily because I get to be around such wonderful people, and I'm not saying that because we're being interviewed and videoed and all that, but the people that you've assembled for this conference are really amazing. You and Megan, and this morning with Dr. Wexler, my experience with Dr. Wexler's seminar was, I felt the way he explained the psyche of the male and the traumatized male and all of that, and I felt like I was a little kid being escorted through a bad neighborhood with somebody I could trust. I revisited all those caverns in my mind that I had forgotten, and that's how the morning started. That was 8 o'clock this morning. And so that's the greatest thing. I personally, every once in a while, I feel like I'm living somebody else's life. The fact that I'm actually doing this work now, that everything in my life that at one point I would have done everything to hide from you because I was ashamed of, have now become my calling card. These are the issues that people deal with on a day-to-day basis, and I happen to be very, very fortunate enough to have transcended some of these things, these addictions and issues in life, and now become a spokesman for transformation. Nobody's more surprised than me, and grateful, and very, very grateful, because there's a lot of people that have my experience. I just happen to have mine taped. And so I'm really very, very grateful.
So you didn't set out to just be vulnerable?
No,
at a men's conference?
I didn't in my pre-adolescence think, I think I'll take the road of a junkie, and let's see how that turns out. And no, that wasn't my aspiration. I actually, when I was a little kid on Ed Sullivan, I saw these flamenco dancers. I wanted to be a flamenco dancer, But in my neighborhood, there was no space to really express that. When I saw Goodfellas, I thought it was a documentary, because it was really just the way, it was very harsh, So there wasn't anybody I could actually go to and say, I have this aspiration. I'd like to be an artist and a dancer.
So how does it feel to know that in about an hour, maybe 100 people are going to be watching May I Be Frank?
You want to know the truth, honest to God truth? I've done this a lot of times. But this time in particular, it feels, it's a little unnerving because of the caliber of people that are here. Now, I'm not saying they're better. It's just that there's a lot of people that are seriously in the work, and there's a lot of people, credentialed, experienced academics and scientists here, and usually I do it for like just a generic crowd. It's a little unnerving, and also I feel very privileged to be able to be speaking to people that are this qualified and so deeply impassioned and passionate about their work. So it's definitely a different scene. It feels like like I'm going for a promotion in my job. That's what it feels like. Oh. That's what it feels like. So I'm a little nervous about it.
Well, I can understand that, having seen it, and I'm just so grateful that you're showing up. You showed up. You flew in. You showed up, and I'll be right there with you. And I'm really looking forward to the experience and the energy in our room tonight.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I
it's-
think the people that are supposed to be there will be there.
Indeed, indeed.
And you're going to change some lives.
Well, actually, I appreciate that, and I hear that from time to time. I don't feel that that's what I do. I mean, with all due respect, I don't feel that that's what I do. What I think that I do, what I see is that I'm a person that exposes possibilities, and that I don't think that anybody has to get something to change. Like people think that, doing this or going here or doing that. What I think that transformation is actually revelation. It's revealing what's in there to begin with. And I think that what happens is that the heart gets covered with damp blankets, and then and one by one we take off. I remove one of these blankets, and the fire gets a little more oxygen and gets a little brighter. And every blanket that gets removed, the light becomes more revealed. And think about, in your experience, you see somebody and you say, wow, they really light up a room, or there's really a light in them. Well, it's not because they've had an infusion of something. It's something that's emanating from them. They've discovered that source, that connection inside. So it's really, to me, transformation is a series of revelations. And taking away the blocks that stop you from really having the courage to be who you are. That's what I think.
Thanks, Frank.